Joel and I spent the first 6 months or so figuring out the paperwork, getting everything filed, getting our tax ID number, applying to be a nonprofit. I was living in Oakland at the time. It was just sort of this obvious area that just needed a lot of help, right? It needed more after-school activities, and it was an obvious choice for us to start Guardian. The model at the time was having an adults program where adults could pay what they wanted, and a kids program that was free for kids to be able to train in. We moved to a bigger space then in 2019 because we thought, okay, like we're outgrowing this space. And then of course we had COVID hit, and that sort of, blew up I think it was 4 months or so after we moved from the 1,800 square foot location to the 8,800 square foot location, COVID came. So for about a year before COVID, Carlos, Raba, and I had been talking about how do we start something like this in Baltimore. And I think Baltimore was really important because having a second Baltimore location start to take off and people get behind it and start to feel this love in the community and start to have kids come in and make a difference in their lives, that's when it really became, okay, like this is something that's working. I think one of the things that we learned at Adeline, which was our 8,800 square foot second location, was how expensive it was to run a really large gym. I think that's when the light bulb really started to click more than ever in my head, which was, wait a second, there's 10, 20, 30,000 gyms out there around the world that are offering world-class or at least very good jiu-jitsu. So wouldn't it make sense if all these things are already being paid for and you have owners of these schools or instructors of these schools who are looking to make the same impact as Guardian, whether you want to let 3 kids, 5 kids, or whether you want your whole school to be 30, 40, 50 kids training for free like LA or Peru are for us, it really just changed. That's when the light bulb clicked of like taking what we do and layering it into all these existing fixed resources that already exist out there, fixed costs that already exist out there. So today we have 15 academies around the world that are Guardians, but we also have a wait list and are talking to a number of other academies that we could be already onboarding. We're trying to be methodical. We're trying to not just add people as soon as they apply. We want to get to know people. We want to make sure they're a good fit. We want to find references on them, et cetera, right? We really want this to be something that is taken seriously, not just something that's easy to apply and in 5 minutes you're a Guardian. I think the big stretch goal is that every gym in the world someday could choose to be a Guardian. Obviously, no, not every single gym is going to become a Guardian Academy for one reason or another, but the vast majority really could when you think about it. There's no blueprint for a Guardian curriculum that you need to follow. It's really just the grand ethos of like, hey, we want to get more people into this sport and we're here to support you however you need to make it happen. Just making it something that's not a burden on the school owners, something that's easy for them to say, look, like, of course I want to do this. Like, it's very rare that I find somebody, in fact, I don't know if I've ever had a conversation with a jiu-jitsu gym owner that said, I don't want to help more people get into jiu-jitsu. Like, you can always find space for one more kid.